Hello, Algebra 2. This is a helpful hint video for Desmo slide number 1. Some students still needed additional help to finish the Desmos assignment. So this is what this video is for. It's for Desmos for slide number 1. There are 3 slides on Desmos that need to be completed and accurate. So this is the first of 3 help videos. Okay, so this is a quick review for slide number 1 on Desmos. What do you need to know for end behavior and lead positive and negatives? And what do you need to know for even and odd degrees? So what do you need to know for end behavior? So you can see on the left, the graphs, the arrows either point both arrows up or both arrows down. On the right, you can see that one arrow points up and one arrow points down. So you need to know for even and odd degrees, if both arrows up, then you have even degree. So same with this one, both arrows down, then you also have even degree. And what that means is your function either has x squared in it, x to the 4th, x to the 6th. So these degrees are even numbers. That's how many x's are in the actual function. Now, whether or not you have a lead positive or negative depends on where the arrows are pointing. So if both arrows are up, you have an even degree and a positive lead coefficient. That's the number in front of the entire equation. And if both arrows are down, then you have a negative lead coefficient. Now, likewise, when you have one arrow up and one arrow down, so one arrow up, one arrow down, then you have an odd degree. So your function could be something along the lines of x to the 3rd, x to the 5th, x to the 7th. So the exponent is odd, or the number of x's in the problem is odd. So same with this one. Then you have an odd degree. Okay. Now, what makes it so that you know whether you have a positive lead coefficient or a negative lead coefficient? The ones on the left, either both arrows up, positive, both arrows down, negative. In this case, it's the right arrow only that matters. So you look to the right arrow. So this right arrow points, oops, hold on just a minute. Hold on. This right arrow points up. So this would have a positive lead coefficient. And you just ignore the other arrow. So then on the next one, we look here and the arrow points down. So this is a negative lead coefficient. That means the number in front of the equation is negative. So something along the lines of y equals negative x cubed would mean that the right arrow is down. Okay? So that's what a lead negative is. Now, as far as Desmos, for screen number 1, whoops, trying to write on here, screen number 1, you want to group your cards. So if you notice mine, it says graphs that have positive leading coefficients. And over on the other side, graphs that have negative leading coefficients. And this says a positive lead coefficient with an even power and a positive leading coefficient with an odd power. So graphs that would have positive leading coefficients, I'll show you an example. Let me just grab my eraser really quick. So graphs that have a positive leading coefficient, either both arrows are up, so that would be this one, and this one. And you can kind of see how I organize my cards. The ones on the bottom all have the arrows going the same way, and the ones on the top have arrows one up, one down. So if graphs have a positive leading coefficient, then both arrows go the same way, or like this one, the right arrow points up. So which ones make it to be an even power? What makes something an even power? So is that this one, or is it like these three? So even power, if we go back to the chart, even power, which is right here, have both arrows going the same way. When it has a positive lead, the pictures have both arrows going up. So positive lead, even power would not be this one. It would be these three at the bottom. So these all have a positive leading coefficient, and they're all even power because both arrows go up. Okay? So then you would slide these three cards right underneath here and make sure that they attach. And then just go ahead and finish the Desmos assignment from this. If you need any more help, we're here to help you with it. You do have to get them accurate, okay? So this was for slide number 1. So there is more videos for slide number 2 and 3. Just go back to Google Classroom for the next video.